Hello, friends. Welcome to this Procreate class. We are going to have so much fun together. It's so good to see you. Thank you for the lovely comments that you've already been putting in the live chat. It is truly, truly an honor to share with you, to co-create with you, and hopefully see what you will make with this. So let us know where you are tuning in from in the comments, in the chat, just so that we all know where we are and we know how to use the chat. We've got two beautiful moderators here today that will be supporting you. It's Amy and Courtney on the Koana Art. Ladies, just say hello so that our beautiful participants know who to go for help. If you get stuck anywhere, we're here. My mission, my goal is for you to create beautiful art, for all of us to create beautiful art. So anything that we can do to facilitate this for you, we are here. Of course, let's be nice to each other. It's going to be beautiful. I already feel it. Also, let us know in the comments how you are feeling today. Just an emoji or one word so that we can synchronize with each other and just be in this creative flow. It's a beautiful, beautiful day for me in Sydney, Australia. I live in Australia. It's sunny and it's actually morning for me. So just giving you context of where I'm at. I see people from California, yay, and Nevada, beautiful. How amazing it is, right? That we're so international, but we can come together and do this thing. So here's the idea of this class. I call this an open class because we have a community, a closed community called the Happy Creators Collective, where every month we create art together, we make projects and products, and we basically do this on like a way larger scale. But I thought I would do this class as like an open class to give you a taste of what we do and also to get you up to speed with Procreate if that's something you want to learn. On a scale from 1 to 3, where are you with Procreate? 1 being an absolute total beginner, 2 being I'm pretty confident I can sort of create art but still learning, and 3 being I'm a pro, I just want to keep creating art. It would really help me to tailor the lesson to like spend more time on the basics versus, okay, most people know this. Yeah, okay, I see one. I'll just give the chat a couple of minutes to catch up because I know there's a delay. I see a couple of twos and ones mostly. 1.5, Linda, I love it. Beautiful. Why follow the rules, right? I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, great. Mostly ones, some twos. Beautiful. So then this class is absolutely perfect for you because we're going to draw 4 Christmas candy artworks, and they are simple, but as we say in the Happy Creators Collective, simple doesn't mean easy, okay? And it can be deceptive because even to create the super simple drawings, you still need to know all the foundations of using Procreate. Therefore, like, I didn't want us to get all stuck in the details of drawing and, oh, my lines are not smooth or whatever. I really want to get you up to speed in this amazing tool because it will open up a whole world of possibilities for you. I come from a traditional art background. I did a lot of work with pencil and charcoal and paints, oil paints, So for me to come to digital art was a bit of a leap. But then I did it, and I find that it takes our creativity to the next level. Procreate itself doesn't make you more creative, but it gives you the tools to express your creativity, to express your visions in a shorter time, and to experiment really quickly. So let me give you a quick roadmap of what we are going to be doing today. I will super quickly walk through the resources and the downloads that came with this class. We're not going to spend too much time with it, but I will share with you a couple of tools that I use for drawing in Procreate that I believe make life a lot easier and more enjoyable, the process more enjoyable. Then we'll do the whole drawing step by step by step. I will show you. We'll spend most of the time doing the drawing, obviously, and then afterwards I'll show you the products that we came up with. So I did the art, and my collaborator Cindy Carlson, who is also a coach in the Happy Creators Collective, she had, like, her and I worked together to put together a whole suite of products, because I want to show you how just these 4 simple drawings can evolve and live on as a whole, like a whole collection. Like, it's just mind-blowing. And I'll show you the images and just give you a few leads onto how you can do that for yourself as well. It's super easy using print on demand services. We live in such an amazing time to be able to do this. Then I'll tell you more about the next steps if you want to continue creating together. No pressure at all. And then at the end, if there's time, hopefully there is time, we'll do a live Q&A. We'll see how we go. Beautiful. Oops. Okay, so maybe we just met. So let me know in the comments also if you've drawn with me before. So say, let's just do numbers again. That was so easy. 1, if maybe yes or no. Yes, letter Y, if you have drawn with me before, and N, if we've just met. So a lot of you, I imagine it's likely that we have just met. Therefore, I'm going to take, if it's okay with you, I'll take 3 minutes to just briefly share with you my story and how I came to art and how I came to be here drawing with you. So I used to live in New York. I studied computer science when I was in university, and I got a corporate job. So in that time, like for those 10 years, I had a spiritual sort of phase of my life where I didn't take any photos. I didn't want any records of my personal history. So this is the only photo that I could find from my corporate days. After university, I got a job at Accenture, and I traveled all over United States doing, IT consulting. And here I am smiling. However, don't be fooled, because my soul was literally dying a little bit inside or a lot inside, because I felt like that was wrong in every fiber of my being. So eventually, long story short, I did end up leaving my job, and I enrolled in art school full time, because there was a lot that has happened in between, but I got there. So at that time, I studied at the Art Students League of New York, and I got to copy an original Velázquez painting at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. It was so cool. There were only 4 people who were selected to do that. So that was my work. And again, I didn't take any photos, but I do have proof that that has happened. I have that painting right here. And then it does say at the back that it is the copy of the original, and I know you can't see it, so I took some photos where it says that it is a copy of the original. And I tell you this because I want you to know that you are in competent hands, that I know my stuff, and I want you to know that it is my mission to impart this knowledge into you. I feel that I was given a gift to have this skill, and I feel it is my responsibility and my work and my passion and my joy to pass on these skills to you and to share absolutely everything that I can to facilitate your learning. I'm really big into foundations, because foundations, when you know foundations, when you have the actual drawing skill, you can do anything with it. I studied classical art. Now I draw Kawaii art. I studied oil paints. Now I do Procreate. The skills are really, really transferable. Then I became a mom. This is my first son, my firstborn son. And in that moment, so that was after art school, I knew that I am not going back to that cubicle, because until then I was still kind of undecided. I knew that I had to do something with my art. I had to use it in a way that serves the world. And that was a moment I started thinking about how can I make a business of this? How can I trade my energy and my knowledge for value, and create that freedom for myself and ability to be with my children. Then my daughter was born, and I made myself a promise that before she is 1 year old, I'm going to publish a course. So I did. And some of you have taken it and have seen it. It is called the 21-Day Challenge. Let me know, say yes in the comments if you have seen it and done it. That whole course was made by hand. It took me 6 months to do all the drawings with a black pen, and I used to use this little white gel pen to erase mistakes and then bring it all into Photoshop, scan it, bring it into Photoshop, clean it up. It was incredibly labor intensive. Honestly, right now with Procreate, I could have probably done all that in 6 weeks, if not less, just because the workflow is so quick. Same value to you, same ideas, just faster workflow. So that's my story. This is how I came to be here now. And we are gonna get into drawing now. I'm just checking my notes to make sure I haven't missed anything really important. It looks like we've covered everything. Great. Okay, so let's draw. Let's jump into Procreate. I'm gonna turn on my overhead camera right here. And I'm going to share with you a couple of resources and a couple of tools that I use that are super, super helpful. Now, once we get into drawing, there's going to be a lot of little steps, like setting up your canvases and pixels and drawing guides and all that stuff. If you feel that you are falling behind, like I will go slow, but if you feel that you've missed something, you can ask in the chat, like, hey, what was the grid size or what was the canvas size, and our moderators and probably people in this chat as well will be able to help you. But I want to say to you, don't worry if you feel behind, because you're going to have a recording of this. That's going to stay on YouTube. I don't plan to take it down. I want this to live on and serve more people. Like, why would I remove it? So you'll have the recording. You can always go back and do it again. So for this class, follow what I'm doing, and then you can do that class again and do a different candy or a different drawing, but you'll have all of your foundations right there. Sounds good? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Let's go. Okay. So here is my iPad. Now you have received by email the workbook. So there was a zip file that has a few things in it. Now, if you didn't have a chance to download it, right now below the video where you're watching this, there is a link that you can still go and download the resources. But I really suggest, look, you can do the entire class without any of these resources. None of it is mandatory. It just helps. I'm going to be showing you, I've got the step-by-step tutorial here. I will be like sliding it under here, showing you the stuff. I believe in multi-sensory learning. So like, I'll be like, okay, we're drawing the circle now, and then we'll draw it here. So don't worry. But after the class, you can go ahead and grab the downloads. So there is that. There is the color palette and my brushes. Again, you don't have to use them. You can use anything, and I'll show you what you can use that is default from Procreate. I just have optimized these brushes after years and years of drawing so that, again, it is a faster workflow, it is an easier workflow, but it is not required. Okay, so also something that I absolutely love for drawing in Procreate and just drawing on the iPad is that I have this screen protector over my screen. I use a brand called Paper-like. This is the only one I've ever used. I absolutely love it. There are other brands as well, but if you want to get this one, I personally think is the best. Of course, I'm biased. It is considered to be the best on the market. And compared to other brands, I think it's about $20 more than other brands. I would invest in the higher end one, although I think any one will work. And why do you use that? So it gives your the screen a little bit of resistance as you're drawing, so that it feels a little bit more like paper. Now, team, can you drop a link in the comments to where people can get this screen protector if you want it? You know, totally optional. Um, but you can. And the other thing that I use while I draw is a drawing glove. Now, again, there are a few on the market, and I've tried a lot of them, like a lot. And I really love this one for two reasons. One is that it's actually really good quality build. And again, team, if you can drop a link to the drawing glove in the comments where people can find it, that would be really cool as well. It links out to Amazon. Amazon will pay me a teeny tiny amount if you buy it. You don't have to buy it from my link. I just want to show you the exact product that I'm referring to. So the reason I love this glove is that it is a little bit padded. So it's, you can't see it on the camera, but there's actually stitching, like it is shaped to my hand, and it comes in different sizes. So my hands are really tiny, like really tiny. And all the normal drawing gloves are like really loose on my hand. And I like precision. I like to feel that, you know, it's tight, like it fits like a glove, right? So this is why I absolutely love this one. I think I've bought already 3 of these because eventually they do wear out, and I just like to have a fresh one for the videos. So I have a few of them. My only wish is that it would come in different colors. I would love to have a pastel pink or blue or even white, maybe. I don't know. So these are the tools. Let's turn on our iPad. Now, have you updated to the latest Procreate? Give us a yes or a no in the comments. I just updated like 2 days ago, and as far as I can see, it's all pretty much the same, except the brush library. But let us know in the comments if you have upgraded or not, because there's a massive release that's just come out. And I think this is just phase 1, and they're going to keep releasing. Like, they are promising us iCloud storage and continuous file history and all that. So we'll see how it goes. So Sharon has upgraded. Awesome. Sonia has upgraded too. Beautiful. Some of you have not. So far it looks okay, so no problems at all. Okay, so here you are on your screen. Let's tap the Procreate app right here, and we'll go ahead and create a new canvas right away. So what you see here is called your gallery. And the reason why I have something that looks like folders, these are called stacks. And I will show you today why we use stacks and how to use them effectively. Like you can see, this project that we're doing today is all organized into a stack for me. You know, these are all the different files I've been sort of working on to create this class. But for now, once you open Procreate, you press this plus sign in the top right, and that will bring up the new canvas menu. So we are going to be creating a custom size. So go ahead and click these folder icons right there in the top right again. Here are the best settings that I recommend when setting up a new canvas. Now, today you might be drawing just for fun. Tomorrow you might decide that you want to get it printed, you want to make some fabric, you want to make some stickers. And whenever you use your art for printed applications, it does need to be a pretty high resolution. Perhaps you've heard about that. Now, the caveat is that the stronger your iPad, the bigger canvas you can have. So there is a technical limit. Otherwise, I would say make your canvas 10,000 pixels by 10,000 pixels. Unfortunately, that's not the case yet. So I recommend for a project like this, I would recommend at least 4,000 pixels by 4,000 pixels. This is what we're going to do today. If your iPad is way old, you will have less layers in your file. For this project, it's not a problem, and I'm going to show you tricks and techniques on how to get around that. So no worries. Let's put it in. So for width, we will say 4,000. For height right here, we will also say 4,000. Now, below that, it says DPI, that's per inch. So I think by default, it will say 72. Go ahead and set it to 300. You want to set it to 300 for print applications. It's good practice to do that. And for color profile, it should already default to RGB. Keep it on RGB. Do not make it CMYK. Believe me, I've done a lot of research on this. Just take my word for it. Here, even for POD, for print on demand, you need RGB out of Procreate. They will do their own conversion. Okay, I hope you're not overwhelmed yet by all these little technical details. So 4000 by 4300 dpi. So I am getting 61 layers with this setup. How many layers are you getting? Let us know in the comments. And you'll see, like, some people might get 8, and then we have to get creative with how we leverage our layers, but there are ways. And like I said, I will show you the workflow. This is the same workflow that I use when I create all of my art. Like, I'm not even afraid to say that all of my art, I use this exact process. Even though today our drawings are simple, it's the same process for super complex drawings as well. Okay, so Fiona is getting 29. I see 61, so that's same as mine. 197, Emma. Oh my goodness, you are rocking. Great. Okay, we've set this up, and let's just say create. And we have our new canvas. And guess what we have here? A blank canvas. Oh my gosh, that's so scary. We're not going to do that to ourselves. We're going to go ahead and give ourselves guides and rails so that we can start drawing. We are going to turn on something called a drawing guide. So right away, we are going to go to this menu in the top left that looks like a little wrench tool. So click on the wrench tool. So that's your actions menu. And underneath it, there are a few settings. So we're going to turn on the canvas guide right now, and I'm going to show you this little hack that's going to save you so much time and drama later on. So all of that happens in this actions menu. So tap on canvas, and right here there is an option for drawing guide. You see drawing guide right there. So tap the toggle to turn it on, and it literally lays a grid over your canvas. Now we've got verticals, horizontals, we've got boxes to count. We're no longer on a blank canvas. Whew. Okay, but these boxes are really small, so we're gonna make them a little bit bigger just so that it's easier to draw. So in order to do that, we'll go to Edit Drawing Guide menu. Right below Drawing Guide, we'll go to Edit Drawing Guide. And we are on 2D grid. You don't need to change anything here. Now, I will make mine a little bit thicker just for the video. You don't need to do that. For the grid size, let's make it, if our canvas is 4000 pixels, it will easily divide into 200. Let's try 200. I think that's a really good size, you know, so you just say done. We're not going to be counting out boxes. It doesn't matter how big your grid is, as long as it looks like a nice little pattern that you can draw on. Okay, so now the second thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna activate a gesture for layer select. Now Procreate is just amazing because it does have a lot of gestures. I'm gonna be showing to you a few of them today. Like for example, copy and pasting. You can do it with just like a little hand swipe, or you can go to layers, you can find it, you can copy, you can paste it, you know, just really long. Yeah, so gestures are really amazing. Now, okay, so if you do have the download, we're gonna be following this process right now. It's super simple. We're gonna go back to the actions menu, and we're gonna click on preferences, prefs, right there. On the prefs, we're going to go to gesture controls. So actions, prefs, gesture controls. Go inside. There's a few things you can set up, but the one that I really recommend is going over towards the bottom where it says layer select. Layer select. So if you've ever drawn on a wrong layer, if you've put a 2 earlier, and you have some experience with Procreate, if you have drawn on a wrong layer, say yes in all caps in the chat, because it is one of the most frustrating things. We are working with a pixel drawing program. If you draw over something you've hadn't, like something that was already done, you can no longer separate it out. You cannot recolor it. You cannot edit it. So drawing on a wrong layer is very, very painful. So Procreate gives us a way to tap a piece of drawing or color, and it will automatically select the layer for you where that little piece of drawing is. Imagine you get 197 layers. Imagine you have 197 layers to sort through to find the very layer that you want to recolor. It takes so long. But here's this gesture setting. So you go to layer select, and the one that I select is you hold the little square and then I tap with the Apple Pencil. I find that works best. There's a couple of other options. See what you like. I suggest this one. So you toggle that on and you just say done. Done. So what that will do is, let's say I have a circle here. Very rough circle, just doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter. I just want to show you how this works. And let's say I duplicate it a few times. Don't worry about all the swipety swipe. I will show you all that. But let's say I want to select this circle right now. I don't know which one. Like, I don't want to have to go into my layers and try to figure out which one is it. Is it this one? Is it that one? Is it that one? That just takes like way too long. So if I press my finger on the little square and I tap that layer, right? That little piece of color, there, it's selected the right one for me. Let's say that one. It's done that for me again. Now, if they are overlapping and Procreate doesn't know which one to select, it will give me a choice. So if I tap on it and it's saying, I don't really know, do you want this one or that one? And I say, okay, I want the one below it. And it has, in fact, selected that layer for me. Oh my goodness, I see so many yeses in the comments to drawing on a wrong layer. So with this hack, you no longer need to do that. It was life-changing. Okay, so let's clear. I'm gonna clear all of that. Let me take a quick check. Are you all caught up, or do you want me to have some water and wait for you to get caught up? So you are looking to create a new canvas, turn on the drawing guide, and activate layer select. That's all you've got to do right now. If you are ready with that, give us a thumbs up in the comments. I'm gonna breathe and have some water. Terry says, my grid disappeared when I hit done. So let's see. So on your canvas, drawing guide, edit drawing guide. Now, could it have, I know what could have happened. This happens to me a lot too. When you hit done, you can actually accidentally hit that white, hit that color, and look what happens. So when you're hitting done, you're also hitting the white accidentally and the grid does disappear. So you just come back, actions, canvas, edit drawing guide, bring that color way back down. I know it is kind of fiddly. And then carefully click done, carefully right there, carefully. Okay, and the grid should come back. I see a few thumbs up. Yes, you can watch this later as well if you get behind. Okay, no worries. All right, let's get drawing. So we're gonna start with a super simple candy. And we're gonna do the sketch first and then we will do the color. Let's go ahead. If you're using my brushes and if you have updated the brush libraries, you will find my brushes in the classic library. And I'm gonna be starting with my Tats pencil. If you don't have my brushes, you can pick any sketching pencil. It doesn't really matter. And for the color, let's say, so this is where you select your colors in the top right. And let's see, just grab some kind of a dark color. You don't have to pick off the palettes. You can come to the classic view and you can just get a dark color this way, or you can go to the disc and you can pick a dark color here. So anyway, just some kind of a contrast color that you can see things. Now we're gonna start by drawing the first candy right there. Just watch first and then we will do it together. So I do like to start with like doing a, especially for something symmetrical, I like to put a middle line, and then, so watch what I did. So I drew the line, and then if I keep holding my pencil without letting go, Procreate will turn my wonky line into a super solid, like, straight line. And if I put my finger on a canvas, it makes it, it locks it. So I want to do that. Now I want to go ahead and make a new layer because I want to later delete my guides. So I will go ahead and make a new layer. And now I will draw a wonky circle and hold my pencil, and Procreate will make it into a nice circle. And if I put my finger on the screen, it'll make it into a perfect circle. Now I let go without touching anything. Just watch for now, and then we'll do it together. And it's telling me, okay, you've drawn a circle. Do you want to edit it right here at the top? I say yes, so I hit that circle. And now I can move it, I can rotate it, I can resize it. So if you drag it by the edge of the circle, that's what happens. You resize it. If you drag by the little blue bubbles, it actually changes it into a different shape. So I just want to sort of position it roughly right here, roughly on my middle guide. This is going to be the base of my candy. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do all of that again together, now that you know the basic movements. So I'm going to clear all of that. All right, so we start by drawing a vertical line. Vertical line, hold the pencil, put your finger on the screen, and it's made a solid line. Let's draw a couple of candies at once. Let's draw both of these at the same time because they pretty much look the same. So I'm just going to move over, do another line here. Nice. Okay, so I'm making a new layer now. New layer, and I'm going to draw one circle for one of the candies. Put my finger down, make a circle, and tap it so that I can edit it. Move it around a little bit. This looks like about a good size. Okay, now to lock it in, I just tap away somewhere. Tap, and it's locked in. Okay. Now, I can do that again here, but I've already drawn my perfect circle here. I can just copy and paste it for the other candy. Now, like I said, you can go to the layers and you can swipe to the left and you can say duplicate and do all that stuff. Or you can take your 3 fingers and you can just like swipe down on a canvas like a little claw with 3 fingers. Swipe down and you get a copy and paste menu. And in here, you can just say duplicate. So now you have a copy of it. And you're going to move it over. And as I'm moving it over, I'm actually, you see how Procreate is giving me little blue guides right there? The reason that's happening is that because I have snapping on. So here, right here on the left, you have your snapping options. So not magnetics, I have snapping on, distance 0, velocity 1.9. Doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be 1.9, just somewhere around 2 I found is a good amount. And then you get these guides. So I'm just going to move this over. Nice. Okay, so we've got the base for our 2 candies done. Now let's do the little wrapper pieces. What do we need to do now? Before we start drawing the wrapper, we need to make a new layer because we will be copy and pasting it. And we might want to move it around. So like, I don't expect myself to draw a perfect candy wrapper on the first go. So I'm just gonna go and draw like three little bubbles here. 1, 2, 3. And wait, it's so big, like that doesn't even look good. So I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna undo. So I take my 2 fingers and I tap on the screen. It's gone. I'm gonna do it again. Do it a little bit smaller this time. Okay, that's better, but still not good. So undo again. Okay, now the shape is okay, but it maybe is a little bit too big. So then I can squish it down. I can move it. You see, it's not symmetrical as well. That's okay. We can fix that. So use the arrow right here at the top, the arrow, to activate that layer. So like now you can move that layer. You can rotate it, you can resize it. So you can resize it uniformly, right? So proportionally, or you can resize it freeform. So I'm gonna go for freeform, which means I can squish it down or I can make it more skinny without the other dimension happening. So I will make it a little bit smaller, and I'm quite happy with this. I'm quite happy with this wrapper. Now I got one wrapper done. I'm gonna copy and paste it down. So what do? 3-finger swipe. 3-finger swipe. We say duplicate. Now I have a copy of it, but I need to flip it down. So right here we have flip vertical, the option to flip vertical. Booms. And now we can just move it down and put it where we want it. And guess what? We've already done it for this candy. Now we can copy and paste into the other candy. I think they're still a little bit too big compared to the size of the candy, so I want to resize them a little bit down. So let's see. Just like what we did earlier. And you know, I'm actually going to do them individually. And look, now I need to resize this one. I'm going to use that layer selection trick. My finger on the square, tap it, resize it. Great. Awesome. They're not going to be perfectly exact, and I'm okay with that because I actually want it to look a little bit human-made and not perfect. Okay, now I'm going to I'm going to duplicate this over to the other side. To do that, I need to merge my layers. I don't have to, but I just want to do it in one go. So to merge layers, I'm going to pinch them together like this. Boops. Look, like this. Toots. Sometimes it's a bit fiddly to do that. You can merge by tapping the layer and saying merge down as well. But if you can pinch, it's just faster. And now I'm going to duplicate this layer. Swipe to the left, duplicate, move it over. Okay, well, congrats. We've already sketched our first 2 candies. Let's just add a little bit of decorations on them, some polka dots, some stripes. You can put stars, you can put hearts, anything you like. We'll make a new layer, and let's just add some decorative elements. Make a new layer just in case that you do want to move things around and change them, you know. And then maybe like you know how the candy wrapper sometimes is a little bit scrunched up? So we can add these little decorative bits. And for this candy, we can do little stripes. And so my stripe came out okay, shape-wise, but it's way too low. So now let's say, you see, all of these decorative elements are on one layer. And if I wanted to move it up, I would be moving up everything. I don't want that. So I just want to move up the stripe. So what I can do is I can draw a selection around this area. Here's my selection tool. It looks like a little lasso at the top. So we'll select that, draw around the area that you want to edit. Then you press the little arrow. And then you can edit just that little section of the drawing. Beautiful. Okay, I'm super happy with these candies. Let's proceed to do the other 2. So now we're going to draw the candy cane and a little mint. Okay, so let's do a new layer. Let's do a new layer. Now, it's good, like if I was doing a more complex artwork, I would be organizing all these little bits into their own groups. So you can group your drawings by swiping to the right and saying group. For this drawing, I'm not going to worry about it too much because it is such a simple sketch. At some point, being overly organized is actually a detriment, right? Like, be organized where it matters. Group things that you might want to edit together in the future. In this case, I don't see myself editing these candies individually. And if I need to do that later, I'll just group them. No problems, you know? Okay, so I've made a new layer, and we're gonna draw this candy cane. Now, I'm giving you a little bit of a shortcut here because it is not so easy actually to draw this shape perfectly. So, the reason why these drawings work well as a collection as well is that they are repeating the same elements. So notice that this circle is the same size as the circle of the candy. This creates cohesiveness and like balance and harmony to your piece. Then when somebody sees it, they feel at ease. They feel like everything is well with it, like everything is well in the world. And it helps us too, because we already have that circle. Let's pick a circle. So we'll use that layer selection trick to pick that circle. So I want my circle. I'm going to copy and paste it. So 3-finger swipe, duplicate, move it down. And if you have already fallen behind, which is there's never behind around here, if you have missed any of the steps and you just want to sit back and enjoy the process, feel free to do that because you will have a replay. You can slowly go through all these settings. Like it's really not a problem. You don't have to keep up in order to get benefit from this. If you just watch it right now and take in all these details, you will have a huge expansion into your skill set. So we've got the base. Now let's make a new layer, and I'm gonna draw these extensions, these decorative elements for the candy cane. So these little bits starts roughly in the center of the circle, roughly. So there's like a little arch, right? And then it goes down here. So you see how easy that is? That we already have the foundation of the candy cane, and we just gonna draw the other shape. So you don't have to have a lot of experience with drawing in order to get really good results, you know? You can also take reference photos, like, and then trace over them, you know, as long as you own the copyright of the photo and then you do your creative touch on it, like that's not cheating, that's called using references, and every artist has done that. You know, they used to have a camera obscure, which is this little machine that would project the image onto their canvas. So like a lady would be sitting for a classical old master and they would have this little thing that would project her face onto the canvas. You know, we are interested in getting art created, not necessarily in there's no award for taking the longest time to get there. Okay, so there's the candy cane. Let's make a new layer and add some stripes to it. Some stripes. Just kind of going along with the curve of the candy cane. Also notice how I move my canvas. So if you put your two fingers on the canvas and then you can rotate it, you can zoom in and out just by pinching motion. How cool is that? Like, this is incredible. This is like magic paper, seriously. It did not take me long. Once I decided to go digital art, like to really give it a chance, it did not take me long to fall in love with the process because so much time I saved to myself by doing that. Okay, and finally we have one more candy. The only tricky part about this one is to get these little subsections evenly. So I do have a trick for that as well. What do we do now? If you're saying make a new layer, you're almost correct. We are gonna once again start with our base circle. So we're gonna go back to this candy, select that layer by tapping it, duplicate it by doing a 3-finger swipe, duplicate, and there's our base for our candy. Like, how easy was that, right? Like this. New layer, and let's go back to the circle and put it where the lines are crossing. So I've got my guides here, I've got my guides here. I'm doing this so that I can easily find the center. So come back to that blank layer, find your center, find your top and bottom, and now we've got to put in 4 more marks in between, like on one side, and 4 marks on the other side. So again, they don't have to be perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just eyeballing them. That's okay. A little bit doodly is actually nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one didn't come out quite as good, but remember, I can select around it and I can move it. Or I can redraw it too. You can erase and redraw if you want to. By the way, this is how you erase. So you have your eraser right here. Eraser. And it, just like you're drawing with a pencil, eraser also comes with different brushes. So if you tap on it again, it will give you a menu of the brushes. So I like to erase with my classical, with my own brush. So I have my smooth outline brush. So that's the one I usually use for the eraser. So that's how you erase. And right here in the right is where you change the sizes of your brush, you know. And then I can go back to my pencil and I can redraw it. Cool. So we've got our sort of structure set up, and now we just add curves. Just curves. And we have the right amount, so this will be colored, this will be colored. We just need to end up with the right amount so that we don't have like a two white segments next to each other. So that's why I'm like putting little dots just to make sure that I have enough spaces. Cool. All right. So the sketch is finished. Let's proceed to color. Now this is where I'm gonna show you the workflow. Normally, before we start coloring, I want to merge all of the sketch layers into one layer, because coloring is going to take a lot of layers as well, and I will run out of layers. Even if you get 100, eventually you're going to run out of layers. And some of you were getting 11 layers. You would already be at your edge. And before I merge them, I want to save a copy of this layered file, because today I'm doing polka dots. Tomorrow I might want to use the same candy, and I might want to give it stars. I want to be able to start from here. Or maybe you want to reuse your candy cane. So we're going to make a copy of this file. We're going to click back on gallery. And there it is, the file we just created. So we're going to swipe to the left on it. And we're going to say duplicate. Now we have two copies. So this is the sketch. And let's rename it. So tap the name and say sketch. And this one will be color. So tap the name and say color. Cool. And now we can create that stack, you know, that cute little folder. So we're going to take this file, we're going to drag it over here on top, and that has created a stack, like a little folder. And you can also rename that. So I'll call this Christmas candy. Cool. So now I tap to go inside. I go into my color file. And I can just go ahead and merge all of these layers together. So right here in the layers panel, I'm just going to pinch them. I'm going to maybe remove the guides. Okay, cool. So here's all of my sketches on one layer. And before I color, I want to make this layer semi-transparent, because I don't want all of these, like I want to see precisely where I'm coloring, and this is quite a thick line. So in order to change opacity, you click the little N symbol right here and you drag down the slider to make it semi-transparent. You see, now it's not going to get in my way. But this layer, we're going to keep it on top, because the moment we drop color right here, we're going to lose our decorations. If we're drawing below the outline, we're not going to lose the decorations. So we'll make a new layer and drag it underneath the sketch. You see what I mean? Simple drawings, you're still learning all of the foundations of Procreate. And you can come back to this class and you can revisit it anytime and create the beautiful, beautiful art that's in your heart. I know it. So let's grab a color. Okay, so first, which brush are we using? I'm going to be using my Tat Smooth Outline. If you don't have Tat Smooth Outline, you can use Procreate's Monoline brush. Where it is in the calligraphy set. calligraphy. But now, if you have the update, you can actually search for brushes. So you see there's a little toggle. You can click that. You can say, yeah, no, you don't even have to go back to the library. You can just search right here. Monoline. There, monoline. Okay, come back, come back. So I'm going to be using my smooth outline brush, and let's jump into the color palettes. There is my color palette for this class. So I'm going to start with drawing with this pink, which is in the top left corner. If you don't have my color palette, just go to the disk maybe view and get your colors, you know, somewhere like get a pastel pink, or you can go into the classic view and use this slider to get a nice pink that you like. So I'm going to use this color. And the process here is going to be very similar to what we did during the sketch. So we're going to draw a circle, you know, the same thing. We are going to draw a wonky circle, hold the pencil, get a perfect circle, let go, tap the circle to edit it, get it just the right size. Okay, so there's the circle. And now we're going to drag and drop the color into it. So just watch for this part, because here you can run into trouble if, so I'm gonna drag the color, and sometimes this happens where it's not, sometimes you can get like a little white halo, or it's not quite flooding it correctly. So there's this thing called the threshold setting. And you want the threshold. So you see, like I dropped the color, and if I keep my finger on the screen right here at the top, it's editing the threshold. If my threshold is too low, well, my brush is super smooth, so it's not happening. But if you have any texture to your brush, you would get a little white halo here. So we don't want that. We want the threshold to be high, and I usually like to get it to where it's almost, you see, like a little bit more, and it floods the whole canvas. So just come back a little bit. If you're not getting any issues with the color fill, don't worry about this. I'm just saying this happens, and it's very frustrating. So if that's not happening for you, don't even worry about this. Forget anything I said. Okay, so we'll duplicate that. 3-finger swipe, duplicate, move it over. Okay, so now we're gonna need another version of this circle, but white for the mint candy. So we'll do a 3-finger swipe, duplicate, and move it down here. But we want to make that one white. The moment we make it white, we're going to lose our background. So I know that I want the background of this project to be baby pink. So here I've already set up that color. It's quite a low saturation, very light pink, but it'll be enough to see the white. So the way I did that is I created a new layer below everything, and this will be my background. So I'm just going to say BG for background. Okay, now let's see, which circle is this one? Dunks, that's the one I want, and I want it to be white. So white, and I'm going to drag the white right over the pink, and it's going to recolor it for me. Cool, right? So cool. Okay, so let's draw these little wrapper pieces. New layer, and we can make them white. We can make them, oops. So here's the thing, order matters. Order matters. I want my leaves or my wrappers to be below the pink. So I'm gonna drag that layer below all of my pink candies. And I'm just gonna do this. And now, if I try to color it in, it's gonna flood. Why? Because I haven't closed the shape. You see, there's a little gap, so it's just like a paint bucket. If you have a hole in the bucket, the paint is gonna flow out. So I need to close my bucket right there. Now I can fill it in. Cool. Now let's duplicate it down. 3-finger swipe, duplicate, flip vertical, all the stuff we've already done. We're just doing it again. Okay, now let's merge these two together and duplicate them over to this candy. So you can do 3-finger. Now I'm in the layers already, so I'll just swipe to the left, duplicate, and move it over. Whoops. Without resizing it. Cute. Okay, nice. Look how fast, right? How fast we're making progress. Let's do the little decorative elements on top now. Let's do the polka dots. So for the polka dots, we need to be above the pink layer. And check this out. So we can draw a circle, make it a perfect circle. We can duplicate it around. And then we can merge the layers. If you're running out of layers, we can merge them down. That's not a problem. But here's what I want to show you. Now, I'm going to show you how to use a clipping mask. And if you are feeling terrified, don't worry. It's actually not so hard. So think, when we're talking about clipping mask, you're going to think of your layer as being scissors, and you're going to cut around it. We want to cut away these pieces that go beyond the pink. So the way we do that, first we're going to merge all of these circles into one, because, oh my goodness, that's, oops. Okay, this one, I need to move it out because it's getting confused. Let's move you down here. Now these should all be my polka dots. Let's see. Yes. Okay, now I need to put these polka dots above the pink layer. So I'll move it down. There's my white polka dots. There's my pink. And I need to clip the white to the pink. I need to clip it. I need to cut around it. So I'm going to take my scissors and cut around. So the way to do that is you tap the layer and you say clipping mask. And it has clipped. You see, it's created a little arrow. It's telling me it's clipped to the layer below it. So there we go. We have our perfect polka dots. Let's turn off the drawing guide so that we can really see the fruits of our labor looking so cute. We'll do the same for this guy. So make a new layer on top of the pink, and we'll go with a baby yellow. So we'll draw a wonky stripe. Okay. And now we're gonna clip around it. So go to the yellow, tap on it, clipping mask, and it's cleaned up the edge for us. We can use that same yellow to do these little decorative elements, which will be really nice. So we want them to be above the white but below the pink. So let's find that. Above the white, below the pink, new layer, and we can just draw little lines. I don't want this to be very high contrast. It's all very much like gentle and cute, kawaii. So there we go. Let's do the mint, and then we'll come back to the candy cane. It's just a little bit more difficult, a little bit. So for this guy, we're gonna make a new layer, and let's go with that minty color right there. In order to do these lines, I kind of need my brush size to be a little bit more delicate, smaller. So I will reduce the size. I don't know, about 9-ish, something like that. So wherever there is a dot, I am gonna draw the peppermint color. Remember to close your shape like this, and just go through and do that for all of them. And then, you guessed it, we're gonna take our scissors and we're gonna clip it. So cute, so versatile. You can create bright versions of this pattern. You can create monotone, or like just using, let's say, all variations of pink if you want. Okay, so let's color drop it. And once you've color dropped it once, you see there's 4 more that I've got to do. Let me see. I was talking too much. So Procreate actually gives us this option called continue coloring or something. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop the color. I'm going to accept the option to continue. And everywhere I tap, it will recolor that layer. So look, continue filling, tap, 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 and I'm done. That's it. Now we just got to clip it. Go to the layer, tap on it, clipping mask, and we've got our mint all squared away. How cool is that? Whew, let's do the candy cane. New layer. We're gonna make it white, and we're just gonna have to freehand draw this one. So just sort of go through your outline and do your best. Now, if you are using my brushes, they are optimized for keeping your lines very smooth. And the way it's done that, it's that I have a stabilization already set up. You can do this to any brush, it's just mine is already set up. So you can play with the streamline, stabilization, motion filtering. I have mine pretty high, as you can see. And what that does is it just smooths out your lines as you draw and makes them look really professional, really low stress. So I'm just moving my canvas to make it easy for me to draw, and I'm going to fill it with white. And now I've just got to use my clipping abilities to add some colorful stripes on top of it. New layer, and let's just have fun and do all different colors. So I'll do like a green one, then maybe a yellow one. Just want this one to be really happy and colorful. Notice I'm drawing like beyond the white. That's okay, because I'm gonna clip it. Let's do a pink. Let's do a pink. I've also got some baby blue in here. Why not? Because it's so pretty. And what should we make the last one? We could make it green just to balance out, but I'm feeling kind of yellow. I think yellow. What do you think? What would look nice in here? I'm gonna try yellow and see. Yeah, I think that's really nice. And I like how the yellow is playing with all the other pieces there. So now all we've got to do is clip it to the white. So let's do that. Tap the layer and say clipping mask. Boom. Now is the blissful moment where we turn off our sketch and we get to see the fruits of our labor. Are you ready? Drum roll sound effect. I actually have some sound effects. I think I have a drum roll. Need to be better prepared, right? There you go, look. There is our finished drawing, ready for export, ready for print on demand, ready for making stickers. You can recolor things any way that you like. I've also given you a little bonus stamp, which is just a star. So where is it? When you import it into, so I have a whole set, but I've given it to you. Oh yeah, so here it is. So here is my Kawaii star. So how you can use that brush is, let's say you want, like, let's say you are making a pattern and you want to just make little in between little motifs, you know. So you could stamp that star to brighten your design. So you've got all the tools, and let me show you how these drawings can be used to create a whole set of different products. So here is an idea of how you can make fabric. This is a kitchen towel print, and notice, so here we've used that idea of using just the monocolor, right? So we're only using the pink and the white variations for the pattern and the teal for the background. So that's one idea. You can, you know, recolor it in other ways. So this is literally just using the drawings we've done and the little star stamp. So these are little fabric swashes that you can make. Greeting cards, notice it's all the same elements laid out very simply but very beautifully. And the most meaningful thing is like, your hand made this. Imagine you give this to someone and you say, yeah, I drew this. And like, you have a memory and the experience of putting these lines on the canvas. It is like, it's such a rush to do that. Some more color variations for the greeting cards. You can even do like home decor, cushions and pillows. So here's a fuzzy blanket. Like, how cool would it be to snuggle up at Christmas in your art? Like, literally, to be embraced by your art. Very cool. And if you are like wondering, how can I actually do this? Like, I'm not going to be printing cards or sewing blankets. There's this thing called print on demand. There are a few options out there, from super basic like Redbubble, where you just upload your stuff and you can go ahead and order your own art. They do actually have blankets. Or you can get pretty advanced with it and use independent services that you can then connect to your shop, and you can have your own shop creating this and selling it if you want to. Like, this is all totally optional, but it is possible without having to invest almost any money. You only pay to those services when somebody makes a purchase. That's it. There is no upfront cost. Like for Redbubble, there's no upfront cost. It has its own limitations, but it's possible. You can make stickers. You can use your Cricut silhouette, and I'll show you how to export the files for this real quick. So there's some more swashes, and also, so I'm gonna share with you afterwards about our community, the Happy Creators Collective. And one of our October projects is gonna be creating a pattern, a toss pattern, like literally what you have seen here. We're gonna be creating a pattern with this candy. I'm gonna show how to do this in Procreate step by step. That's gonna be one of our lessons. So if you decide to join, then you will have this extra bonus class that is perfect timing for Christmas, because then you can actually create gifts this Christmas with your art. Very cool. So let me real quick show you how to export this now for something like sticker applications. So what you've got to do is turn off the background. Basically, you've got to remove the background, and I removed my background, but the Procreate always comes with a background layer, so you've just got to turn that off as well. So, and then you would export it. Now, once you see that black underneath, well, it's got a little checkered pattern, it's transparent PNG. And then you just go to Actions, Share, PNG, and that will save it to your library, to your Photos app, and then you can sort of import this into let's say a silhouette. You can also export these images individually if you want to arrange them, up to you, but that's like a super brief introduction. I just don't want you to be stuck with this. So yeah. Now, I would like to ask you today, right now, what was the number one thing that you have learned from this tutorial? Whether you were watching or whether you were drawing, have you learned a new tool? It would be helpful for people present here to know what's the one thing that really stood out to you, because it helps us integrate the information. You know that I've just put out a lot of information. What is the thing that you captured? You'll say it now in the comments, and then somebody else will be like, oh yeah, that's right, that was really good. So you're actually helping them integrate that information. I'll read out a couple of comments just for people watching the recording as well. Let's see. So Denise says, utilizing duplicate to save time. Yeah, so good, right? Starting to understand the clipping better. Yay, just think scissors. Layer select, says Sharon. Perfect. Sketching out first. I don't do that enough. I like using common shapes first. Yeah, sketching just gives you that comfort. copy and paste, Procreate basics, beautiful, beautiful. I learned how to find the layer you're working on. That's amazing shortcut. Saves you so much time. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Now, I am just keep sharing for others to see. I'm super happy that you got value from this. My wish is that you take these skills and you create something beautiful with them, something that you feel passionate and excited about. And if it's okay with you, I would like to tell you about our community, the Happy Creators Collective, where you can continue doing this with me and our amazing members every month. So it will be like this, but a little bit more advanced. I do like a mix of classes, some more basic ones, some get really more advanced. It's up to you, you know. I'll just tell you all the details. If it's okay with you, let me know in the comments. If you want to hear about it. Three finger swipe. Still need to practice it, says Corey. Clipping, yes, perfect, perfect. Layer select, gesture controls, utilizing continuous color drop. Awesome. Okay, so if you want to continue doing this with us, I'm seeing lots of thumbs up. Emma says, Happy Creators Collective is the best. Yay, that's so good. If you want to continue creating art in Procreate, you can definitely do everything on YouTube and you can get a lot of information, but it's slow, right? Or you can follow a proven process and you can do it in the group of friends. This is really the most important thing, you know? Information is out there. You can get a book of tutorials for $20, but that's not going to get you doing the work. That's only going to get you looking at the stuff. In the community, you do the work because you have friends to support you. You have a guide. We have 3 coaches in the community working round the clock to answer your questions so that you always, always, always feel supported. I can't tell you how motivating it is when you know you're going to share your art and you're going to get meaningful comments, not just the like, not just, oh, that's so cute, but you will actually get meaningful comments. As well as personalized feedback. So if that's interesting to you, if you want to continue, then I will wholeheartedly, I invite you to join our community. In the words of our members, is the best place on the internet. Not my words. This is Shar who said that. So I'll tell you a little bit about how it works, and it is different to YouTube in Skillshare because you actually get coaching. This is not passive learning. This is not, I watch a tutorial and I repeat the steps without understanding. You know, we do our classes. We have 1 live master class, and then we have 2 more pre-recorded tutorials to keep working on the materials from the live master class. So for example, if we created the candy art as a live master class, then we would do the pattern as a recorded tutorial. You know, and in the live masterclass, we get to interact. You get to get unstuck, and you put it on your calendar, and you show up, and it actually gets done. It doesn't become, I'll do this tomorrow. You know, it becomes, I've done it. So that's the difference. We have a structured learning path within the community. You get personalized feedback on your work all the time. Not if the teacher decides to comment on your work, but all the time. Like I said, we have 3 amazing, super creative coaches in the community. Cindy Carlson, who had put together these patterns, is one of them. And then Amy and Courtney, who are supporting you. They are a wealth of information. Amy is a POD, her expertise is POD. And Courtney has done lots of stickers by hand. You know, she knows how to do that. She can draw in Procreate. She can also draw by hand. She's done YouTube, so she can help you with all of these things. We all have our gifts here to share with you. You get friends, community, and support. So this has actually happened. We did a live masterclass on how to draw this cow and do a bit of hand lettering. And then I went ahead. So the next week we did the patterns, and then the next week we did how to upload it to print on demand and create a hoodie with your art. So I printed a hoodie for myself and I printed a set for my daughter. And this day that I took a picture. I went into my studio to get dressed because that's where my closet is. And she went into her room and got dressed. And then we met together in the living room and we both picked the same outfit. It was such a magical moment. And it was possible because of doing this work. This so you can create merch with it. You can also create other things for your business. So Kavita sells PDF patterns for cross stitch. She interpreted the cow class as this cow. It was around Christmas last year, actually. So she then created her own version with commercial rights because it's her own version. She hasn't just blindly copied my stuff, right? She has the understanding. She was able to change it up and create a cross stitch pattern for her shop that she can then sell. It's an enabler. This work is an enabler. And if you're thinking that it's going to take me a long time to get up to speed, honestly, what you've done today is the hardest part, is getting started, getting through all the little technical things. Now the sky is the limit. You will progress so quickly when you start doing this. So Kelly says, I pulled out, this is a quote from that screenshot. She says, I'm amazed at the skills and knowledge I've gained in just 3 weeks. So the drawing on the left before she joined the collective, drawing on the right is 3 weeks later. Like, how amazing is that? And if you think that it's going to take you a long time during the day to do this, just 5 minutes a day makes a huge difference. This is Vicky. The cat on the left is when she first started. The Ziggy on the right, this is a sticker that she has made, is now with her skill at the collective. She says, my biggest takeaway is that I can make time for 5 minutes a day to draw. And that gets easier over time as I relax into it and it becomes part of my normal routine. So just 5 minutes a day, you will make progress. It doesn't have to be, hours and hours every day. I'm a mom. I have 2 children. We homeschool. I have a business. I have a homestead and a husband to care for, and I do art. I find pockets of time in my day to do art, and it is enough to do meaningful work. You don't have to spend hours and hours every day. So here's how each month works at the collective. We start in week 1, we start with a live drawing masterclass. So it's a 2-hour class. It's a little bit longer than what we did today. And you would create a complete artwork usually. And I do aim to make like a little bit easier, a little bit harder. Sometimes we do things like we did a class with gesture drawing where we drew ballerinas and then we created a kawaii ballerina with it. So that was really fun. So we do dive into more technical skills of drawing, leveraging my knowledge of classical drawing so that you can create your vision and your dreams. So that's week 1. Week 2 and 3, we have a pre-recorded tutorial. And week 4, we do a live Q&A. You can bring your art that you can have feedback on. You can bring your ideas. If you are building a business, you can bring your business struggles or anything you want to bounce ideas on. We often end up talking about things like imposter syndrome and just mindset stuff. We do a lot of mindset work as well at the collective. We are your support group. We are your family. So that's, there's Shauna. Shauna, I think I saw you in the comments today. Oh, there you are. Yay. Hi, Shauna. Here, Shauna says, I love this community and your teaching methods. I've tried other drawing courses, but have never had much success with them until now. Shauna is doing absolutely amazing work. I'm actually going to share a super, super quick video from her in a couple of slides. I think that's coming up. So that's our month at a glance. Let me give you a sample month in visual form. I picked this one just because it's so cute and I really loved this tutorial. We were drawing Bichon Frise puppies. So at the masterclass, we created 3 poses of the same puppy from 3 different photos. Like I was saying to you, it's okay to trace and modify things. So we started with a photo And then we Kawaii-fied it, and we created this series of puppies that is meant to be the same puppy in 3 different poses. And then in week 2, we learned how to take a photo and abstract it into a character. And then in week 3, we did different puppy breeds. So it was like different phases of different puppy breeds. And again, you can create merch, you can make stickers or anything with them. Washi tape, like this would be so perfect for washi tape. So these were pre-recorded. And then the students have gone off and created merch with them. So the dress is by Shar, who you saw at the very first slide. And the phone case is by Anna, who sells on merch by Amazon, or merch Amazon on demand or something like that. That's her full-time job, you know? And so she was able to leverage these drawings to create things for her shop. We have hundreds of tutorials already there. The community has been going for over 4 years. But for you to not get overwhelmed, we have created filters. So you can go in there and you can filter by topic, by whether it was a masterclass or if it's just a quickie drawing, by skill level. So it's all very well organized for you. And when you join, you will have instant access to all of this. And we even went a step further and created learning paths, like by compiling these lessons into focused skill studies. We call them adventure guides. So for example, if you want to learn Kawaii foundations, there's a whole set of things that you go through, Kawaii formula and poses and all that stuff. Well, it's like a course. Or if you want to learn Procreate, there's content for that. If you want to just work on color and shading, we've done specialized lessons for that as well. So you never feel lost or behind in the Happy Creators Collective. So I would like to play you a super quick video, literally less than a minute, of a couple of words from our existing members.
You know, you mentioned in the workshop just how great this community is. And I just had no idea how much you really meant how great this community is.
I have a lot more confidence now to go, well, actually, I can pretty much draw a tree. This is kind of different. Like, I didn't think I would be able to do things like that.
I was able to finish it and it looked really good. And I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I can really do art. Like, I was kind of shocked.
Yeah, so that's possible for you as well. This is a small selection of member stories. We have so many member stories. If you decide to join us, it might be you next time around, sharing how shocked you are and how you didn't think you could do things like that. We also have a few bonuses to get you up and going. So for Procreate, you know how I showed you the trick or the hack with getting your layer selected? There's a few more things that you can set up in your Procreate that makes your drawing process so much quicker and simpler. So there's a course, like a bonus course, once you get into the community, that will go through all these settings. And we have a course that's called Launch Your Merch. So I've showed you how you can turn your drawings into products now, but how do you actually do it? How do you select the service? What are the pros and cons? Because yes, there are a million options. So that's what this course will show you, like how to pick your service, how to get it all set up. There's a product upload checklist that comes along with it. It is so much easier than you would think once you are doing it. You do the art, let them do the manufacturing. It's very cool. So that's available to you right away. So to summarize, you get a live masterclass every month. You get 2 more pre-recorded tutorials. You get a live Q&A with personalized feedback. You get Procreate Productive and Launch Your Merch course. I have a full set of stamps. So today you just got the star, but I have a whole set of doodle stamps that you get as well. You get the tutorial library that is organized by topic. You get community support, which you really cannot put price on it. Like really, really, it is so valuable. And you get personalized feedback and coaching. And you get all this for less than $1 a day. Like really, I want this to be such an easy decision for you. I don't want anything to stand between you and your creativity. Like if you think of $1, just what does $1 mean to you? You know, you go and you get a cup of coffee, it might cost you $5, $7. So that's a week worth of creative support and creative work. You know, again, like I want this to be a no-brainer decision if that's possible for you. Where do you get that? So if you go to happycreatorscollective.com, this is where you can sign up. And if you are here today live or you're watching the replay before October 5th, 2025, there is an even better bonus for you to save on the annual membership so that it is a really, really not a struggle for you and a definite firm yes to come and join us. So go ahead and head on over to happycreatorscollective.com. The team is dropping the link in the chat as well, so you can just click that if you like and sign up. And next week, we will be doing a live masterclass that's related to this theme. We're going to be drawing a gingerbread family. Again, like with this idea of you creating art for your gifts. So you can draw your family as a little gingerbread set. You can create custom greetings, you know, from the Danish family or from your family. And but the benefit is that you get to learn how to draw kawaii characters of different ages and genders. So there's a practical application, and then there is the educational component to it of like, because I'm always thinking like, how can we keep bringing foundations into our lessons? So that's happening next Sunday. So if you join now, you'll be able to join us for that live masterclass. Yeah, so come on in. I will go ahead and take a few questions. If you have any questions, put it in the chat, but prefix it with a word question in all caps so that I see it. Otherwise, things fly by so quickly. And if you have joined while we are here doing Q&A, come back and tell us and we'll cheer you and celebrate you, because it makes me so happy when new people join and the magic that you're gonna create. It's always so rewarding and exciting to see the things that you create. So let me take a sip of water and I'll look at the questions. So go ahead, put your questions in the comments. Okay. Monica says, question, what font are you using for the heading of this step-by-step tutorial? Yes, it is called, it's called Ducky, D-U-C-K-I-E, and it is a font from Adobe Fonts. That's where I got it from. Veronica says, this was fun. Yay. Miki, question, can you show the clipping function again? So you can jump into the recording of this and you'll be able to see the clipping mask where we've done it a couple of times. So we'll also add some chapters to the video so that you can find things a little bit easier. Just give us like a day to process all the info and you'll be able to catch that as well. Leslie just joined. Woohoo! Welcome, Leslie. I'm so excited to meet you. Yay! Awesome. Great. Emma says it's an incredible place over here at the collective. Yay. So questions? Any questions? Ducky, thanks. Yep, Ducky. That's correct. That's the correct spelling. Any questions about the collective, the process? Anything that you want to ask? I'll just give it a few more minutes, and if not, we're gonna proceed with our day. It is Sunday for me already. I have some gardening lined up with friends. I love gardening. I love nature. Yeah, so it's gonna be a good day. Let's see. Okay, beautiful. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's wrap up. I'll see you in the collective if you do want to join us. And just most importantly, keep on creating your art. Keep on doing your creative work. Reach out for help when you need help. And just follow your truth. You know, follow your truth. I'm super excited to continue being part of your life, hopefully, and I'll see you in the collective or in another class. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.